Hey everyone, welcome back to Boost Culture Rend, the home for true riders, gearheads, and speed addicts. Today, we're diving into one of the most popular modern cruisers on the market, the 2025 Honda Rebel. Whether you're a beginner looking for your first bike or a seasoned rider hunting for something stylish, smooth, and reliable, this new Rebel has a lot to talk about. So, let's fire it up and see if the legend still holds up in 2025. First impressions. It's unmistakably a Rebel. That low-slung stance, fat tires, and compact body immediately scream confidence and attitude. Honda hasn't tried to reinvent the wheel here, and that's a good thing. The Rebel's identity has always been about blending simplicity with style, and this new model just refines it further. It looks tighter, more aggressive, and a little more premium, especially with the subtle tweaks to the paint finishes and lighting details. From the front, the 2025 Rebel gets a full LED lighting setup, which not only looks sharp but also boosts visibility at night. The round headlamp remains, keeping that retro feel alive, but it's now encased in a sleeker, darker housing that complements the bike's cruiser vibe. The fork gaiters add a hint of ruggedness, while the front fender hugs the tire closely, giving the bike a compact and muscular face. The handlebars are wide enough to give good control and a relaxed posture, but they also help frame that signature front silhouette that's instantly recognizable on the road. Moving to the side profile, this is where the Rebel truly shows its character. The tank design flows beautifully into the seat, keeping that clean, sculpted line that's become a trademark of the Rebel series. The matte and metallic color options for 2025 are seriously well done. There's a new deep graphite gray and a rich navy blue that look fantastic under the sun. The exposed frame, blacked-out engine, and short wheelbase make the bike look agile, almost like a mix of a bobber and a modern street cruiser. It's the kind of design that looks equally good parked at a cafe copyright or leaned over on a mountain curve. At the back, the minimalism continues. The LED taillight is small but crisp, with slim turn indicators that blend nicely into the design. The fender is shorter now, giving the rear a cleaner, sportier look, and the seat height remains low, around 27 inches, which makes it super accessible for new riders or anyone who prefers a more grounded riding position. Honda also made the pillion seat slightly more comfortable this year, and for those who like solo riding aesthetics, you can still easily remove it for that classic single-seater look. Under the tank, the Rebel 500 continues with Honda's proven 471cc parallel twin engine, but for 2025, it's been tuned for smoother mid-range torque and slightly improved throttle response. The refinement is noticeable. Power delivery feels linear, with just enough punch for city sprints and highway cruising without ever feeling intimidating. It's not about top-end speed here, it's about that smooth, controlled pull that makes everyday rides genuinely fun. The 6-speed gearbox is slick, and the assistant slipper clutch makes downshifts buttery, even in heavy traffic. The exhaust note has also been subtly tweaked. It's still deep and mellow, but with a slightly throatier growl when you open it up. It doesn't scream for attention, but it's got enough attitude to remind you this isn't just a commuter bike, it's a Rebel. When it comes to performance and handling, Honda continues to show why it dominates the entry and mid-level cruiser market. The 2025 Rebel feels planted at any speed, with a low center of gravity that makes it ridiculously easy to handle, even for shorter riders. The suspension setup is balanced, soft enough to absorb bumps but firm enough to stay composed on corners. Whether you're weaving through city traffic or taking a weekend trip down a coastal highway, the Rebel just feels natural. The ABS braking system is standard now, offering solid stopping confidence. Fuel economy remains one of its strong points, averaging around 65 miles per gallon, which means you can ride long and refuel less. Combine that with a comfortable seat and light clutch pull, and you've got a cruiser that's not only stylish but also practical for daily use. Now, let's talk about pricing. Depending on the trim and region, the 2025 Honda Rebel 500 starts around $6,999 in the US, with the higher-end color and ABS versions slightly above $7,000. There's also the Rebel 300 for beginners on a budget and the Rebel 1100 for riders who want big torque and highway power. But the 500 remains the perfect middle ground, affordable, approachable, and incredibly well built. It's one of those bikes that gives you premium quality without breaking the bank. So, after spending time with the 2025 Rebel, here's the verdict: a Honda didn't reinvent it, and that's exactly why it works. It's still that dependable, stylish, easygoing cruiser that appeals to both new riders and veterans. The refinements are subtle but meaningful: a smoother throttle, better lighting, sharper looks, and a touch more comfort. The Rebel has always been about freedom, about that feeling of control without complication, and Honda has preserved that spirit perfectly. If you're looking for a bike that looks like art, rides like a dream, and costs less than most people's smartphones over a year, the 2025 Honda Rebel should absolutely be on your list. Alright, riders, that's the full review. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to Boost Culture Rend, and drop a comment below telling me what bike you want me to review next. Whether you're riding a Rebel, a cruiser, or a sport machine, remember, it's not just about the ride, it's about the culture. I'm Rend, and I'll see you in the next one. Ride safe, stay boosted, and keep the culture